Sonia, the healthy vegan author. FEBRUDAIRY. I love it. It's a hashtag. Hashtag FEBRUDAIRY. It honestly could not be funnier. It's just entertainment plus. It does have a serious note to it. But what is hashtag FEBRUDAIRY? Well, it was coined by a Dr. Jude Kappa, who is the Dairy Industry Woman of the Year, probably last year or sometime. You see, she did this in response to the Veganuary campaign. And if you don't know what that is, well, it's the month of January as a vegan awareness. And it was all over social media. It started in Britain a few years ago, and it's just got bigger and bigger each year. Go search it on Google and do like hashtag Veganuary, and you'll get all the gen on it. Anywho, back to Dr. Jude Kappa. She's a livestock sustainability consultant from Oxfordshire. I think that's how you say it. And she said, let me get here, let's make FEBUDAIRY happen this year. 28 days, 28 positive dairy posts. Do you think the industry might be running scared? With such a huge response to Veganuary and the overall rise in plant-based milks, the FEBUDAIRY, I can't even say it, the hashtag FEBUDAIRY campaign, it's really actually no surprise at all. Now, back last year, there was a blog by a woman, Emily Norton, who is, I think she's the co-founder of Norton's Dairy in Norfolk, and she said, February is the month of St. Valentine after all. So a little cow love can go a long way for all of us. Well, you know, they can stop taking their babies away for a start, stop artificially inseminating them, stop killing the male calves, stop forcing them into pregnancies and making them produce more milk, taxing their bodies so that within 5 years they're stuffed, useless, no longer financially viable, so they're trucked off to slaughter. Hey, if that's a little cow love, I must have read the wrong dictionary when I look up the word love. Anywho, the hashtag FEBUDAIRY, it's just not working for the industry. So remember when I said that Dr. Clapper wanted 28 days and 28 positive posts? Well, they've come into all sorts of criticism on Twitter and Facebook, with the vegans saying that they'll do 28 days of exposing the real animal practice associated with dairy farming. And the month of February has only just begun. So let's just swan over to Twitter and have a look at what's happening under the hashtag FEBUDAIRY. Okay, so here we are on Twitter, and I have just searched for the hashtag FEBUDAIRY, and here we go. The very first one is, this is the dairy industry, absolutely heartbreaking. In good conscience, how can anyone think their cheese, milk, yogurt, ice cream or whatever dairy product they consume is worth this? And obviously there's a little bit there about mother cows, etc. Next one down, thanks to everyone sharing my dairy article. So obviously this is an article, and look at all of those little calves. You know, there's hundreds of them, and they will all be the little girl calves who are there to replace as the herd, you know, like as the mother cows deplete their milk supply, they get they're no longer viable in the industry, and so they get slaughtered off, and so they have to be replaced. So all the little girl calves, oh look at, they've all got their own little pen and what have you, you know, just they should be with mummy. That's awful. Here we go. I am supporting FEBUDAIRY. Milk is good for you and contains both a vital source of calcium and good fats. Having lived on a dairy farm as a boy and teenager, all I ever saw were happy cows who were well fed and cared for by people who loved them as part of God's creation. Oh, bless it. Good source of calcium and good fats. Hey, listen, just have a handful of cashew nuts and you'll be fine. Yeah, right. So next one, start FEBUDAIRY right by ditching the dairy because cow milk is for baby cows. They sure are. Watching FEBUDAIRY unfold, I've worked on a dairy farm that sold to Tesco. It was utterly appalling. Cows are so lame they couldn't walk, udders so full their milk was pouring out onto the floor, and mothers riddled with mastitis. Milk can never be humane in my veterinary experience. There's a vet, okay, and yet down here somewhere we've got the happy cows. Oh, this one here will be more likely. The majority of farms will be more into this. And of course the factory farming system too just is not good. Congratulations to whoever thought up FEBUDAIRY. What a brilliant way to extend Veganuary. Absolutely, just what I said before. If I were constantly being reminded that my job hurts animals, the environment and the health of fellow humans, I'd be a bit pissed off too. I'd also seriously consider a career change. What cool is that? I feel there may be a place after FEBUDAIRY for Meaty March. Hashtag me. Oh, vegans would love that. So they get it in January, February and March. That's so cool. All right, where are we? We popped off. It slurped a bit there. Here we go. And these ones here are all, again, you've got all of the little calves all in their little pens, all waiting to just grow a bit bigger so they can be, you know, impregnated and start exactly as their mothers have, that vicious cycle. Little baby starting tomorrow. I'll be sharing a fact about dairy, no graphic images, every day during February for FEBUDAIRY, because what farmers like to tell you about their happy cows isn't true. Yes, it's a little wee thing there. It's day 1 of FEBUDAIRY. Well, actually by now it's about day 6, I think. An embarrassing attempt by farmers to salvage the dying dairy industry and justify the cruelty that they cause for profit. Go vegan, absolutely. So this is what is happening on social media. Milk is humane, and oh, here we go. Here says a farmer. Good morning, Louis Thoreau. You should visit a British dairy farm. It's FEBUDAIRY. I bet Louis Thoreau has actually done that. Another load of cow's poo to take to the allotments to make the vegans' vegetables grow. Calving shed cleaned out and fresh straw added to have the best start to newborns. Well, you know, these are obviously pregnant cows waiting to give birth, and you know, I'm sorry, you know, to give the best start to newborns. You know, please, 24 hours, you're going to take them off their mothers anyway. It's not like they're going to be allowed to be normal, you know, babies with their mothers at all. Proud of all the vegans hijacking the FEBUDAIRY hashtag. FEBUDAIRY showing support for dairy farmers who work their asses off 24/7 to make sure that their cows are happy and healthy. Not to be judged by people who have never stepped foot onto a farm. Just believe what they see online. Well, you know, I'm sorry, but yes, I have. I have stepped my feet onto farms many times. I grew up in the dairy farming industry. Well, I didn't live on a farm, but many of my girlfriends, you know, they did, and so I would go. I have heard the cows bellowing 3 nights in a row when I stayed there, you know, because their calves have been taken and their babies have gone, and they're bellowing out for them. You know, I've seen the udders so full and the cows in pain when they've been walking to the shed. It's just, no, I'm sorry. I just, you know, I have seen dairy farms. Cow milk in particular is high in protein, vitamin B, vitamin D, various minerals, organic compounds, and antioxidants. Well, listen to that. Right? You can get all of those things plus fiber plus heaps of other stuff from plant food. Don't give me that. Loving cows until you can no longer use them is not love, and how true is that? Did you know that countries that consume the most dairy have the highest rates of osteoporosis, can't even say the word, bone fractures, but that is absolutely true. And there you have what's raging on Twitter. So go in and have a look at hashtag FEBUDAIRY here or on Facebook and join in. Awesome. Oh, this is going to be such an entertaining month. And on a positive note, an incredibly educational month as well, just like Veganuary was. What an absolute flip-flop for the dairy industry. Hashtag FEBUDAIRY. Vegans rock. That's it for today. Remember, have great food, make it plant-based, and be compassionate to all animals, including humans. Bye for now.